Hello and welcome to Technological Trends for Enhanced Visitor Experience in Asian Museums, Theme Parks, and Experiential Venues. What you're about to see is a pre-recorded presentation by Joe Fong from Electronics and Engineering Group of Companies. During presentation playback, you can communicate with your presenters and each other in the chat window tab to the right of the screen. Enjoy the show.
Welcome. Wishing you all well and safe. We are all social distancing now in most part of the world, but we are all connected. How amazing it is. Thank you, Avixa, for this invitation and this opportunity to share on today's session. Now, my name is Joe Fong. Now, speaking to you now, I'm in Singapore. Later, I'll give you an introduction of myself and as well as the company. My topic today is technological trend for enhanced visitor experience in Asian museums, theme park, experiential venues. Now, I will bring the context centered towards Asia today in my sharing. So let me do a quick introduction on who we are. Electronics and Engineering, based in Singapore. We are established in 1951, and this year, we are 69th year in our business. Now, based in Singapore, we do have offices around the region. Now, we are a system integrator in audio-visual broadcasting. And to date, we have completed over 2,000 projects in the region. We are also an active member of AVIXA in this region, raising the awareness as well as upkeeping industry standards. I'd like to share also some of our project profiles. And you can see from the image here that over the years, we have been in the show business since then. And there was a saying, the show must run. So over the years, we have built many systems for museums, visitors attractions, theaters, experiential spaces for both corporate and government in Singapore, as well as in the region. Now, for those who are in the business, we know how exciting these projects are and how challenging they are too. Every project is different from the past, and every attraction always upskill the previous. So over the years, we have also gained some industry recognitions, and here are some recognition that we want to share with everyone. In 2015, 2018, and 2020, in ISE Europe, we have been awarded Innovation Award 3 times in project categories, namely transportation, visitors experience, and sport venue. Now we can see that audiovisual is an essential part of life and spaces. And this trend is continuing to grow. And now I want to share about myself. My name is Joe Fong, currently serving as Deputy Managing Director of Electronics and Engineering Group of Company. And 25 years in the audiovisual industry, and I'm still enjoying it. I am an electrical engineer by training, and my core profession is project management. Now, currently, I'm also volunteering in AVIXA Advisory Group in Singapore and AVIXA Membership Committee in USA. So much about myself. Let me go into the topic today. Now, the centric of my sharing today will center into not just technology alone, but the humanistic focus, the role of technology, the creativity that brings memories. Now, museums, theme parks, and experiential venues are all heavy investments. They are all good. They're all good for a good cause, but it's not just about the tangible value of visitors' number versus investment of return. There is also an intangible value of culture, educational, and historical memories. Now, all these fond memories are journey of life for many, like you and me. Now, all of us in some part of our life are visitors to these spaces when we are young, when we have a family, or even when we are grandparents. And we can see how, over the decades, technology engages us and content that bring us into that sensational experience, which is the key. Now, the central of my sharing today will center into the humanistic focus. Now, how technology and its role creates memory to lives of people in Asia. Now, since you are talking about Asia, I also like to touch on some statistic or even some understanding about Asia. There's a quick slide here, which I gathered online through the United Nations website. And in this region, there are about 48 countries. And the largest population in the world is located in Asia, 46 billion people. And 60% of the world population is in Asia. And top 3 of the world's largest population country is in Asia, namely China, India, and Indonesia. And as we speak, this number is still growing rapidly. Now, Asia with diverse culture, language, political system, religious belief, living together over centuries. Amazingly, I found out in Asia there are 2,300 languages group. According to many economic statistics, currently Asia is where great economic growth is happening. Many countries are moving towards developing country status in the decades ahead. So what does that mean? There is a demand for entertainment and leisure in the domestic market as well as from international visitors. These are huge opportunities. Now, many economic institutions have projected Asia to have the largest growth of middle-income families by 2030. Now, close to 2 billion of the population will join the middle-income group. Now, with this, families will visit museums, theme parks, and experiential spaces. This means there is a demand for theme park, museums, and spaces for enjoyment in this region. Now, if you look at USA alone, I actually did some research, I may be right, I may be wrong, but there are 55,000 museums in USA, big and small. And in Europe alone, there are 15,000 of them. Now, currently in China, there are 3,000 over museums. Now, if you do the math, we can understand and see the difference, and the potential for this region is huge. Now, let me go to the context today. When I talk about humanistic focus, in any design that we are in, there must be a human touch, right? Technology is, in this present day, there's no boundaries. It is easily available and adoptable. Now, trends are set, and yet trends are followed. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, they are not originated from audiovisual industry, but they are adopted by audiovisual industry in many designs and spaces. VR, AR, all are part of experience in the space one way or another. So what we can conclude is technology is a catalyst. Now, the richness of content is the most important part of any experiential spaces. This is to capture the senses of human mind that develops emotion and memories. So it's not just about technology, but it's science. Both the individual visitor as well as mass gathering of visitors are equally important. Now, humanistic focus, how technology and its role that can create and bring memories, was my focus. Now, technology cannot exist alone. They are created for what? They are created for humans to enjoy, interact, connect, and relate. Now, the bridge between technology and visitor experience is the key. I would say critically is the design of user's experience or visitor's experience that can marry both technology and the human mind. So there's a video I want to share with you, a project that we have completed 2019 in Changi Airport, Singapore. Let us watch the video.
After all this time, I know you would never ever go, and your face would never show the thing.
So this is a project at Jewel, Singapore, opened in 2019. the client, Changi Airport, would like to bring forward the understanding of different roles of people working in the airport, as well as the history of the airport. So Changi Experiential Studio is a space that is educational, historical, fun, as well as social. So each visitor, you can see from the video, is given a blank booklet. And this kind of flipboard, there is RFID tag embedded in it, which we call it the travel guide. Now, visitors can explore each station to learn and have fun. And throughout the journey, they gather points, all right, through the game that they enjoy. And at the end of the journey, they can redeem a souvenir, as well as bringing back home this personalized RFID flipboard. Now, technology usage in this space, we can see artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, RFID, sensors, data collections, all are deployed in this design. Now, a lot of thoughts were given on how the airport can allow visitors to learn the role of each airport staff through games. Now, the history of the airport are also narrated through an interactive experience. There are a few stations we can see in smaller spaces, LED screens are used. It's pretty common in many spaces now that the venue can change content without making major changes to the space design and hardware. So this is a trend that's ongoing. We are all living in an exciting time. The new generations growing up touching screens, and the older generations embracing technology, living in a world of virtual engagement over devices. I'm sure if you go to a mall now, and when there is a screen on a table with content running, most people, young or old, will tend to touch the screen to see whether it responds. This is how I term it as humanized technology. Now, from the video, we can see the designer allows every visitor to have a personalized RFID guide. The content at each station is not on loop play, but only when visitor presents travel guide at the station. And this is how the content interacts with visitors. And there are also a few languages options available by changing the direction, right, of the travel guide. And this is how a space can use technology that interact, that guide the visitors. And all systems are networked together for control and monitoring. So IT is a must now for experiential spaces.
Hi, Joe. This is Soumya here. I have a question for you. Am I right to say that technology stands at a very important part of any design?
I would say yes, and I also can say no. So let me, to answer your question, I do have a slide to share. In most design, every client would always want a technology breakthrough, especially so over the last decade. Now, exciting content is a must together with technology advancement. It is even so now when the cost of technology becoming more affordable as compared to decades back. So the question is, where will be the balance? What level of technology is applicable and effective? The whole experience must not be overpowered by devices or technology. There must be a balance, and we must put human as the focal point. And why I want to mention about simplicity, and this is a video that I want to share, and it's a theme park, it's a theme museum, Madame Tussauds in Singapore. And let me just play the video for you. Now, this is a 4-minute boat ride. And you can see from the video, most of the displays are static. There's no sophisticated technology. There's no large LED screens. There are no devices, but a 4-minute team indoor boat ride, bring the visitor through a journey of history, event, and culture. Now, the simple usage of sensors, a lot of audio tracks, and lighting effects, it captures the attention of visitors, bring them through a journey of time tunnel experience. And this is simplicity. Now, the timing of the boat speed is critical, giving each visitor enough time to experience and appreciate the scenes around them, at the same time, taking photographs and video. The world now is moving so fast. People do not have the patience, and we are all now in the environment of everything fast and instant. This is how Instagram is successful, bring people short moments and recorded moments, and to share the moments. There are not long movies, but short moments. So what can we learn from here? Space designs for theme park museums and even experiential spaces must take note of people's attention, their attention span. The design can go into more variety than a long duration. So visitor can experience more in a shorter time span. Now, in the Asia context, Asia with 40 over countries, I shared just now, there are a lot of smaller towns and villages that have rich history, culture, not known to the world. So there are a lot of opportunity and possibility to bring them to the world with smaller experience team spaces. That there's no need for heavy investment or huge technology. Now, social media can be used to bring the awareness to the next level, simple, fast, and cost-effective. Now, we can see from the demographic of Asia, the domestic market is really huge, and the region can also draw visitors. So the challenge is, what technology that is affordable for them to build? What technology that is sustainable for them to maintain? And how can we find a balance is the key. Now, what technology is affordable, applicable, and acceptable? And this is where simplicity may not be a bad thing. So next, I'd like to share about real life with digital experience. Now, how to bring people into the experience, how to bring real life and animation together, how to bring back reality in an experience. Now, content is the key to future experiential spaces. Now, as I was saying, that a picture speaks 1,000 words. But the point is, how do people remember, and what can memories last? Now, currently, there are a lot of content available through animation, virtual world, e-sport is booming, and where is the human relationship? Now, here's another video that I'd like to share. And this is a temporary exhibit that tells the history of Singapore since 1819, when Singapore commemorates bicentennial in 2019. So let us watch the video. This project is in 2019, where Singapore celebrated bicentennial, a space that the client and the designer engages us as a system integrator, a space that brings visitors' journey through 1,000 years of history in just 45 minutes. Wow, 1,000 years of history is a lot of content. If it's going to be in book form for reading, there may be 100 volume of books. But the designer managed to bring 1,000 years of rich history in just 45 minutes through visual, through effects, and through theater actors. Now we can see in the video, one of the scenes, there's an actor performing together with audio visual lighting in front of a LED screen with digital content. That scene actually relates or narrates a part of olden Singapore before the colonial times. And how can we bring history to the present days? The only way is through digital creation. And the scene narrates a human being part of the digital content of a LED wall. And in many occasions, visitors thought the actor was animated because he blends in so well with the digital content. And this is how human and digital world can coexist in an experiential space. Now, the designer can easily animate the character into an animation, being part of the video. But if he did so, it is like watching a movie show, watching a TV show. So the difference is there's an incorporation of theatrical acts into sound, light, and video show. And in this way, we can bring the element of surprise, the involvement of human into the experience. There was another screen, the scene that you see in the experiential space, that visitors are carrying umbrellas. Now, rain was literally created in an indoor environment. It's easy to say we can create rain virtually on an LED screen. And this is not any high-tech design, but a series of water pipes with control of water spray intensity according to the show. The interface between the show control and the mechanical pump was the key to this experience, allowing visitors to experience rain environment in real life, physically, and not virtually. Now, all this, as I mentioned, are part of technology. Technology is not just in the form of IT or digital content, but element of our daily life, from water to fire to wind, that can be recreated in the form of real sensation experience in the spaces. Now, people are spending most of their time on digital devices. And it is good to have a balance to bring back some analog, more real-life experience with humanistic approach into the spaces.
Hi, Joe. Samya again. I just have another question for you. So what do we consider as a good technology for visitor senses?
Well, when you talk about good technology, I think only the visitors can answer the question. So you can see from this slide, I can share with you some of the comments or reviews by visitors in various spaces. The answer is from the visitors' experience and their reviews. Now, in many social media platforms, we can see visitors' review. And this is how truly we can benefit when a space is well received. The social media space is part of a relationship between a venue and a visitor. Now, we can all agree by now, content defines the experience, technology sets the trend, and many opportunity and many possibility in future. But most importantly is the visitor's experience. Now, venues can utilize IoT and AI to gather data collection of visitors' presence, and this data can be analyzed and further understanding on the demographic of visitors, so venues can better plan their spaces, theming, and visitor flow. So in my closing, in this COVID-19 situation, so much of virtual time from business to leisure, like today that we are, is overwhelming, right? Tons of online content and virtual meetings. But yet now, humans wanted to socialize more than ever before. Now, the level of creativity required in AV and technology design in this sector is even more important. Particularly, is how to activate God's gift, senses, touch, smell, hearing senses, in order to be fully immersive physically to the experience, be it historical like bicentennial, or be it the theme of what the project sets up to be, like Changi Experiential Studio. The humanistic approach is definitely a key point. Be it in hardware or software, also lead to hyper-connectivity such as social media and virtual space accessibility by a touch of a button. So at this point of time, many museums and theme parks are closed. Many of the venues are exploring virtual spaces to bring their experience over for new opportunity. But the real question is, how can we adapt the new norm and survive? So one question I want to pose to everyone, will the virtual world replace physical experiences? And today, I just want to leave this thought as we continue our journey. And thank you for this time that I can share with everyone on this topic. Thank you so much.
That concludes our recorded presentation. Now it's your turn. Add or upvote questions using the Q&A window, and these questions will be answered in our Ask Away session today at 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining us. Please complete your session evaluation and have a great show.